Hey family, it's Trinity Oracles. Today we're going to do a reading on the Titanic. So if you guys don't know, we are actually three psychic sisters. I'm Erica, this is Jasmine, and this is Candace.
What's with that voice?
I know, do a regular voice. This is my regular voice. This is my regular voice. We do personal readings. If you want to book one of those, it's in the link below in the what's it called, description box. And we also have a course where you'll learn how to connect with your spirit guides, learn how to read your oracle cards. Actually, we get 5-star reviews, and we know that everyone needs to learn how to read their oracle cards so they can take control of their lives.
Their destiny. It's called the Oracle
It's a great
Academy.
gift. Yeah. Oracle Card Readers Academy is also a great gift for someone who might be like, confused or something in life and don't know, have any direction. You can hook them up with the gift of learn to read oracle cards for the rest of their life.
Exactly. And it could be a gift for yourself.
Yes.
If you stuck, gift yourself.
Yes. And also our candles. Last time we we're going to be selling these, so get your candle. This is our house cleansing candle, which is very popular, and they're going to sell out quickly, so be sure to pick them up. And anything else?
Go ahead and like this video, subscribe,
join our Instagram.
Yes. All right, so let's
roll.
get started.
So first question, people, this is like conspiracy thought. People want to know, was the Titanic sabotage? Did the captain intentionally hit the iceberg? Because supposedly there was a lot of millionaires and billionaires on there, and they wanted to take some people out supposedly.
Wow.
Did the captain survive?
I have no clue.
I don't think anybody did from.
I don't know.
There
was a movie.
I don't know. I didn't see the full
real. All movies are real. People survive it.
Don't take that serious when she said
sarcastic.
she's playing.
It's sarcastic. Well, the movie, remember they put people
I
in
don't
the
watch
boats?
much. I didn't remember much of that movie. So
I never watched the movie.
In the movie, they didn't have enough
boats
on those boats on the side of the state, the emergency boats. They didn't have enough, so a lot of people ended up drowning to death and freezing to death. So they hit icebergs, so it was ice cold water. So people want to know, was it sabotage? Did the captain intentionally hit the iceberg?
They actually said that here's confirmation. Here's the iceberg. They actually said the spirit guides are saying of the Titanic said they actually did hit the iceberg. They actually did. They kept saying misdirection.
Yeah, I got the same. I got the same thing. Go ahead.
But the question is, people want to know, was it intentional?
I thought it was not intentional. Yeah, it was not intentional. If you guys could see my cars, the guy with the arrow. I'm getting it wasn't intentional. It's like when you're driving a car and you just say you see like a pothole and you're like, there's somebody next to me. It's like you try to turn, but you would have no kind of way but to turn into the pothole, unfortunately.
I heard there was an accident. They keep saying it was an accident. And they're showing like before, like they saw what it was, like it was too late to turn it. And they're like, oh shoot, I heard it hit an iceberg.
Yep.
So it was not intentional.
Yep, and they keep saying misdirection. Misdirection, like. I wonder if that ship, did it lose course?
I have no clue.
Does anybody know anything about the Titanic? And maybe, is there any questioning about the Titanic didn't follow the course it was supposed to? Because they keep saying like off course. So let us know in the comments, or if you guys do a little research and see if there was something brought up about maybe the Titanic wasn't even supposed to go that way. It was supposed to be going this way, or it was off course, and maybe they weren't paying attention that it was going off course. Something of that nature. So, let us know in the comments, please. We'd appreciate it.
So people also want to know, since there were a lot of millionaires and billionaires on there, people want to know, were certain people targeted on there to be murdered?
That's a big conspiracy.
Yeah, because there's a lot of, I don't know the names of all the people. There's like a lot of like CEOs and people who started Macy's, 2 women who started Macy's. There was a lot of people on there. So were people targeted?
And was this a setup? Well,
we gotta answer that. Yeah, it was an accident.
Yeah, it was really a genuine accident.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was an accident.
But they did say, they keep saying that the Titanic, whoever created Titanic was like, well, if anything was to happen to the Titanic, like say if it did hit something, like this was as they were building it, conceptualizing it, and then creating it, and then it was like, you know what, if this did ever hit something, the damage would be minimal. So there was lots of confidence. I don't know a lot about the Titanic, but there's lots of confidence in this vessel.
The design, yeah.
Yeah, they keep saying, if it did run into something or something happened, it's going to be minimal damage. Like, they had whole faith in this vessel.
It was something, when they put it out, it was like supposed to be the first boat that does something. I forgot what it was. Put in the comments. It was like historic when the Titanic went out. Okay. So people also want to know. We already answered this question. Was it sunken to collect insurance money? So that's obviously a no. It was an accident.
Exactly. And really quickly, they said a Titanic documentary is about to be coming out. Yeah, it's going to do well. They said so many people are going to be watching it. It's people. The Titanic is going to have a resurgence of interest.
Wow. I remember that movie was big when it came out. I've seen parts. I remember, Celine Dion did the song, and it was big. I don't remember when that came out. And
they said this movie it's either a play, a movie, or documentary. But I think there's going to be a documentary, and I think there's going to be it's going to be very well thought out. Very like whoever did it really like.
They show it like a movie. They make documentaries, but it's like people actually acting stuff out.
Oh,
they show it kind of like that. So like, am I watching a movie or like?
Yeah, like very well. Like they really just really took their time. They really carefully chose the actors, the actresses, or the guests that they have come on talking about that. Like maybe the guests that they have coming up, like the Titanic experts. They really carefully chose who they wanted in this documentary.
I don't know if they have survivors on there.
Or a movie.
There are people who survived it. A lot of people.
I don't know if they're still living as of today, though.
They could have passed on their stories to their kids or grandkids.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Titanic like in 1912?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're going to be very selective. They keep using the words very well thought out. Very well thought out.
Okay.
Maybe it'll come out in the next year or so. I don't think it may come out this year or next year, something of that nature.
And to say what you were saying, they keep showing though that on the boat there were people who noticed that they were going in the wrong direction, and they're like, the captain was very nonchalant. Whoever this captain was, he's like, oh, I know what I'm doing. But they keep showing like, people partying, having a good time, people not paying attention. Because they keep showing one man in specific. He was looking, and he's like, they keep saying he knew a lot about the stars and stuff. He's like, we're going the wrong way, and they're just like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're poor. You don't know anything. You're just you're just a busboy. And they're like, no. So there were people who saw it, and they keep saying they were ignored. And when the captain did see, he was like, oh shoot, like they were right, but it's too late, he hit the iceberg.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so on the Titanic, are there trapped souls there still? It was thousands of people. I forgot, I should look at more stuff, but they had like thousands of rooms, a lot of people on there.
Was it? I don't know. Was it a lot of like children? Because they said there's like kid souls still there mainly, and they said kids and mothers. Their souls, to me, spirits just pop up. Moms who are like, I'm trying to look out for my kid. Maybe their kids didn't make it. Because there's one mom who said my kids didn't make it off. So they were in a room, and they're like, well, we just kind of had to tough it out, and they met their death on it. Unfortunately.
But you're saying their souls are still trapped on the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's lots of souls still trapped. It's almost like a 50-50. It's like 30% are trapped. A good 70% went to the other side. Another 30% are still trapped
in the water. That sucks.
But they do show souls. They said that there were the boats and the people got off and they were able to get out. They show like souls in that too, like being so scared that like their souls stayed in that, like getting off, like seeing that. Still is like their energy's still there, even though they did get off. Their soul part is still there.
Exactly, because they show this card right here, spiritual strength. This is like a death card, like a soul leaving. There's also number 9, which represents death. Like if you were to take our course, you would kind of know about that. But they show number 9, death, and this is the souls. Like some souls have not gone up, like left the traumatic experience, have not left that area. I'm curious if people who maybe like boats that are in the area, I wonder if they've ever heard people crying or people screaming, and they're like, those are the souls that are still like trapped, reliving the trauma, still like there, because they keep showing there's some of the souls just went right up and others just like shoot, they never made it like fully. So definitely you guys pray for those souls that are still trapped in the Titanic. But they keep saying that, like people screaming, people crying, hearing babies, like stuff like that in that area.
And they even, for some reason, there's somebody who worked on the Titanic. Could have been like the wait, I guess call it wait staff. I don't know what they called it back then. But they do show like this guy. It's like he's really sad that he died like that. He's like, I was poor, I didn't have a lot, and I had to die like that. They say he was a younger guy, so I don't know how old you were able to work. back then, but they showed him like,
like 12.
However old this young man was, they said that he was like, he regretted being on the boat. He's like, I had to make some money, but that was the last time I was able to make money, and it was something tragic. And they said his soul came up, and him trying to help people, serve people, but then also trying to help people, but he didn't make it.
Exactly.
They need extensive mediums, extensive people who do, like, they need like top-notch mediums to go in there or do some kind of ritual to release them. These people are truly trapped souls.
In the trauma. Like, I keep saying in the event over and over
like that. I feel like really bad for them. That like sucks. Like,
because they show like a family getting onto the boat that were one of the lucky ones that got to get on. It's like they saw it's like the people jumping off. They're like, oh my gosh. It's like over and over and over, just the jumping.
In ice cold water like that. That was a big boat.
And drowning, that's the biggest thing.
So the next question is, will someone actually ever step up, or multiple people ever step up and actually free these souls ever in the future?
Oh, okay. That's a good question.
We need all the shamans of the world.
It's going to be a long time, unfortunately. This is also like my death card. It's going to be a long time. And I get it reversed. Oh, you got something like a door? I got
the baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps card.
But look at yours is like a door. Like a portal. And mine's like a door too. Exactly. So it's going to be a long time. No one's really going to take the initiative because they keep...
They think that they're freed already. That's the thing.
Exactly. So
but they're not.
It's so you guys send this video to other mediums.
Pray for them.
Exactly. Send this to other mediums and let them know that, hey, look, there's souls trapped out there. Please help these souls release. When
you said it's going to be a long time, I got that as well. But for some reason, it's like there's a woman who's like, hey, we should free all the souls, but she's going to be very particular and picky about what type of like shaman's gonna come. She's like, not just anybody, because this is intense energy. Don't just say you became a shaman, in a week and come up here and try to do that. That's not. It's not gonna happen.
But how long before this woman?
This is years and years. This is a long.
You mean like 50 years, 100 years?
It'll be 50 plus, but they said, yeah, it's gonna be a really long time. Yeah.
Okay. So, the Titanic supposedly had a cursed mummy on the boat. Is that true? They keep saying, I think the guy was like Egyptianologist, or he was really into Egyptian stuff. And
who's that?
No, some guy. Some guy supposedly, he was like, I guess, I don't know if that's even a thing, Egyptianologist. I don't know if that's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go back to school, just joking. But anyways, just joking. But I know, but he supposedly had a cursed mummy on board. They say that cursed mummy is what caused the boat to sink. So was that actually true? Was actually a cursed mummy on the boat?
I got no. Spirit said no.
Egyptian.
There were items that people wanted to bring, but it wasn't like cursed stuff. I gotta know. I said that is just something somebody made up, trying to create some stir, trying to create a reason for why what happened.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't. So, but people say, was the Titanic actually a cursed boat in general? Because a lot of people have said that. That was a big story going on back then when it did happen.
This is Rejoicing Celebration. They said no, it was not a cursed boat. It was they picked the wrong season to take this boat out. They said wrong. They kept saying wrong season. Like it was just the wrong time. And they should have went like maybe in the spring, in the summer. But they keep saying it was particularly because the winter. They just picked the wrong time to go out. They keep showing like people, like they had to make sure people were assured. They kept giving people a lot of assurances about this boat. So, and they keep saying lots of marketing, like, oh my God, this boat is so safe. Oh this, oh that. Because they keep showing like people as you're getting on the boat, oh, I'm kind of like nervous. Are you sure this is like a boat that's ready? Or like they just keep saying so much assurances was like going out, because they keep saying people were like second guessing going on that boat.
Yeah, leave in the comments what was so special about Titanic in general, because I don't know if it was the biggest boat in that time and that's why people wanted to go on it, or it was like the most luxurious boat. It was something like that, and that's why these people wanted to go on it. Yeah,
because they keep saying there was lots of people second guessing, and they keep saying like the company or the the boat, the market, whoever it was, kept assuring them, don't worry, this is fantastic, you're good. And they kept saying the insurances, they kept giving so many assurances to the people who were second guessing that boat.
Now, Spirit mentioned, you said the curse was it cursed? Spirit mentioned for some reason, they said for some reason that people think it's cursed because they said it comes from the belief that money is the root of all evil. That's where they said that's where that came from, but it wasn't cursed.
Because there's so many millionaires and billionaires.
And they said the reason why you mentioned like the timing. They said whoever, I don't know who created the Titanic, who built it, who had a hand in it, who thought of it, but they said for some reason this person, they're like, I want to make money. I know people are gonna want to go on this, and they're gonna pay me. I don't know how the money system was, and I don't know. I'll pay $100, but I guess that was a lot back then. I'll pay $100 just to go on it, but it was the wrong timing.
Nothing was wrong with the boat.
Yeah,
it's just the wrong season. They should have chose a better season: spring, summer, fall.
But a lot of people were saying that the boat cracked in half, and they said they're like, how's that even possible? And that wasn't the Titanic. That was actually a decoy boat.
So was it a decoy boat?
I heard the spirit guys yell out. They're like, that was not a decoy boat. That was actually
the real Titanic. So people want to know, will the Titanic will they actually successfully bring the Titanic up ever? I know it's old, but will they might be able to do it, you never know. Bring it up and put it in a museum or something like that. They said no.
Yeah.
It can't.
They said no.
They do show people going down and trying to get pieces, but they said as soon as they pick a piece off, it disintegrates.
There's a lot of jewelry down there too.
Do they got jewelry?
Oh yeah, because the people who are rich have they're just super expensive.
Nobody said were they able to get jewelry?
The people. Wow. Snorkel
okay.
down there and they got like rare stones and stuff like that. But
wow,
the boat's like disintegrated from water, obviously.
Exactly.
Okay. So any messages from deceased? So.
Oh, maybe it's itchy. I felt like somebody bit me.
And I was itching my leg too. So any messages from the deceased?
It's just like being in a lot of pain and turmoil. That's just what I'm getting. Pain, turmoil, regret from getting on, and gut feelings like I shouldn't have went on that. I shouldn't have went on. I shouldn't have brought my whole entire family on here. It's a man that I'm picking up on.
They said this Ocean Gate submarine had nothing to do with the Titanic in the way that people were trying to connect it.
Because I saw something like that.
Like, oh, you guys are like, since the Titanic went down, the souls aren't happy. Like, people are trying to make some conspiracy, and they're like, there is no connection between the two. Like, oh, you were going near the Titanic, and that's why it happened. They're still like, please don't try and make sense of a connection between the Ocean Gate submarine and the Titanic. They're two, it happened to be, it's just two completely different incidents. There's no connection spiritually between the two. It just happened because of negligence on both ends. Negligence on the Titanic, negligence on the submarine. Both ends. Also, if you guys are interested in reading about the Ocean Gate submarine, we did do a reading on that. Make sure you check that out. I actually did predict that bodies were going to be resumed, and they actually were resumed from the wreckage. Okay, so make sure you check that reading out. But they keep saying, please, like from the deceased, they're like, please stop trying to make a connection between the two. There is no connection. There's no conspiracy between these two tragic incidences. So stop. Like, the ones on the other side are strong about it. They're like, stop. Very strong. There's no connection.
That's interesting. They keep showing that there's like a female soul down there. It's very motherly, very nurturing. And they keep showing that she's actually going to, I guess, like progress and get out a little bit out of her trauma. And she's actually going to be able to like open a portal to the other side. But they keep showing like these souls are so traumatized that they're not even going to know and be conscious that they should be leaving. And it's like it's going to be only open for like a period of time, and like some are going to leave, and then the rest of them is going to be still stuck and scared there. Yep,
it's going to be hundreds of years before all the souls can leave. About 100+ years. before every soul has been released from that area. It's not an easy task.
Yeah.
At all.
And they keep showing a lot of these souls are trying to find their way back home.
Mm-hmm.
Like they keep showing a lot of like women with their kids with like bags, and they keep showing like, oh, I need to go back home. I need to go back home, but they can't figure out how to get back home.
Another question that just came up in my head is any other discoveries that they're going to discover and bring forth in about the Titanic and they said they're going to do the documentary. Anything that we didn't know is to come.
Wait, so
in the documentary?
In the documentary?
Yeah,
like things about
like the documentary is going to reveal something. People are like, oh, I didn't know that before.
Oh, I thought you meant like outside of the documentary.
No,
I didn't know you were
like in the documentary. Yeah, because the documentary, I get the same energy about it just being so grand and yeah, whoever they bring is going to really share some information. So
people snorkel the Titanic, right? They keep showing them people snorkel the Titanic. Some of them feel an eerie energy around. They're like, that's all the trapped souls. And then they're like an airy feeling. Like,
they said Aries.
Like,
I was
and that's the spirits keep showing. Like, if you guys feel people around, like we actually are. We're just watching you.
Exactly.
They're just sitting there like, can you please help us? And you guys just down there, extracting jewels or whatever.
Exactly.
And they're just sitting there like, can you help us out? Get up out of here.
Literally.
Yeah. Okay. These are the questions we have. So thanks for watching, and like this video, subscribe, share with your friends who are into the Titanic. Join us on Instagram. Join our Oracle Card Readers Academy course, and
book your personal reading.
Yes.
Trinity Oracles. I'm Jasmine. This is Erica, and that is Candace. And see you guys in the next YouTube video. And share it.
Join us on Instagram. Bye.